Hi. Okay. Hi everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I am a pet medium. I am an animal intuitive, and I'm also a grief and trauma therapist who specializes in pet loss. And I've been a medium my whole life, and I started working with animals though after 2018, after my beloved soul dog crossed over to the Rainbow Bridge. And so she actually helps me as I communicate to animals who have crossed over. And so today I wanted to talk about what it's like over the Rainbow Bridge and the 7 things that your beloved pets are doing now that they've crossed over. Because haven't you always wondered? I know I have. I'm always wondering what they're doing. And so what I did was I've been asking. I asked my own dog Angel, who's crossed over, but I also asked the pets that I communicate to, the pets I communicate to through the clients who come to me, and I asked them what they're doing. And so I've compiled a list. And so let me start. So first and foremost, the pets who have crossed over, one of the things that they're often doing is they are able to sit by your side and do what they always have done. So if you're watching television, they're able to come to the earthly plane and sit by your side, go on walks with you, do all the things that they used to do, but they're no longer in their physical body, but they're still able to do this. They're able to hear you very clearly, they're able to feel you, and they most definitely can feel your love. So that is one thing that I tell people, your beloved pets in spirit are always with you. They're just a vibration away. So we think of Rainbow Bridge or the heavenly plane as being very far away. It's actually just a vibration away. That is how I communicate to them. I just simply shift my vibration, like it's like tuning in a radio. I shift that so that I can then tune in and feel them and hear them and see them. And so they're not far away from you. They're just a vibration away. And the vibration that they're at, they're able to feel you and hear you and see you. Now, most people can't hear, feel, see their pets all the time, but sometimes if you pay attention, you can. And so that's the first thing. What are our pets doing once they cross over the Rainbow Bridge? They're doing the same thing they always have. They're there by your side. They definitely know when you need them to because they're connected on a heart level to you. If your heart is feeling something for them, their heart will feel it and they'll come closer to you. So that's number one. And I will give anybody, if anybody has questions, you can ask questions during this video or even after. Okay, so the second thing that our animals in spirit are doing is that they're sending us signs that they're with us. And there's many ways that they send us signs. It takes actually for them energy and they actually plan it. Nothing is a coincidence. They plan these signs. And so for instance, if you see a bird that comes close to you or a butterfly that comes close to you and you just suddenly think of your beloved pet. You think of them and often maybe you even feel them. You might feel a sense of peace and contentment because it feels like they're there because they are there. What they do is they can remember, all animals are connected. They're all in one soul family. And so your beloved pet, whatever kind of animal it is, can come closer to the bird or the butterfly, merge with them. And then that's why the bird or the butterfly, or it could be another dog, another cat. That's why they will start to act a little bit different. So if it's a bird or a butterfly, they will come closer to you. Sometimes they look you in the eye, which is really strange if you think about it, but they'll look you in the eye. That's because your pet's there. If it's another dog or cat, they might even do one step closer. They might even have you pet them. They might jump on you and lick you the way that your pet used to. Why? Because your pet's soul is at that moment in time connected to that animal. And it's just that is one of the my favorite ways, my favorite signs. Often my dog Angel will come through my small dog Darla. They're both small dogs. And out of the corner of my eye, I see Darla change colors. So normally Darla is black and white, but suddenly I see her and she's brown. and I know, oh, there's Angel. Or Darla will move a certain way, move her leg a certain way, and I know that's not Darla's way, that's Angel's way. Or sometimes when I hold Darla, I get a quick feeling of Angel, and I know, okay, Angel has stepped through. And all of our animals do this. It's not just my Angel, because they love us so much and they know that we're missing them and they want to be with us just as much as they used to. They want that connection. So that's the second thing that our animals and spirit are always doing, is they're trying to send us signs. Another way that they send us signs is through electricity, especially after they first pass. Because after they first pass, they're going to higher dimensions, like I said, other vibrations. And the first vibration that they go to, it affects our electricity. So you might notice lights turning on and off. You might notice your TV or your radio turning off and on, or making like a sound, like like a strange sound, like especially the radio. That can often mean your beloved pet is coming close enough to the radio, the television, or the light, and so it affects it. It makes it flicker, because now your pet is in their full, true essence, soul, spirit, and that's a very powerful energy, very powerful. The body kind of covers it up, our bodies, their bodies, but when they're just in soul spirit, they're their pure energy, and so it does affect things. So those are other ways that our pets show us that they're with us, is by purposely having the lights flicker or the TV, because they know they can. Or even you might have the experience of um, their photo shows up suddenly on your cell phone. And I know that our phones will do that. It'll show us 1 year ago today or 2 years ago today, and it'll show us a photo. But I don't think that's a coincidence when you see a photo of your beloved pet, especially if you're grieving. So that's another way our pets show us that that's so those are the two ways. The third thing that our beloved pets are doing is they're over there on the Rainbow Bridge. Now, like I said, it's not a location, it's a vibration away, but it certainly feels like a location because they're just in spirit. So the best example I can give you is when you are dreaming, your physical body isn't there, but whatever you're experiencing when you're dreaming, doesn't it feel real? Same with over there. Although they don't have a physical body, it feels very real, because in actuality, that's real. That's the reality. The physical body is not the true reality. The soul, the spirit, the other side, that's our truest essence. And so they go to the Rainbow Bridge. Now, the Rainbow Bridge is truly what they portray. It's very colorful. Um, there's grass, there's trees, there's lakes, there's flowers, and there's every animal there coexisting peacefully, so that you don't have to worry if there's a lion and a rabbit, if there's a bird and a dog. They come together, they're all in soul, and they play with each other. I've seen them running and playing and laying on each other, basking in the sun. All the things that animals truly love nature. And so that is their place that they go to. That is like nature. However, the colors, from what I've seen, is even more beautiful than what our colors are here. So it's colorful, but there's other colors. I don't know how to describe it. It's the colors we know, but there's like deeper colors, more vibrant colors. Oh, this is the way I can describe it. If those of you who have ever played with Light Bright when you were young, it's like you put in the little light bulbs and then it lights up. That's how vibrant things look. Like it's like a light bright. That's the way I can compare it. Um, and that place is solely for the animals. I have just gone up to like the front entrance and looked in. Humans are not allowed throughout the whole area. There's a few reasons why. First and foremost, because we're not the same vibration as animals. Animals are a much higher vibration than we are. They're on the angelic realm, so they're very close to the source of God. They're very, very loving. They give unconditional love, and because of that, they can go to locations that not just humans can. And I also believe that humans aren't allowed there because a lot of animals, unfortunately, do experience abuse from humans. And so they go there so that they can heal and come together. They're very connected with each other. And when I say animals, I also mean, I know it's like here we don't consider it, but it's also the insects. So the butterflies, the ladybugs, the animal kingdom in the broader sense comes together over there. The lizards. So all of those I've seen over at the Rainbow Bridge, like I said, from kind of looking in just in the front. It's a very it's almost like there's gates. So I can't go in all the way. So many times when I am giving people readings, I open up to the spirit world and I'll see bits and pieces of the Rainbow Bridge, and they'll show 'em I'll see, like, 3 dogs running from in like, they're on grass, and they're running towards me, and they're all part of the same family, and so what they're letting their parents know is that they're playing on the Rainbow Bridge, and so it's such a beautiful, place. Very and also the feeling that I get there, is just pure love and joy, just pure joy, and so it's just as magical as you can imagine. One thing I want to say, and people often ask me this, is how can they be with me and then they be at the Rainbow Bridge at the same time? Because there's really no location. Like I said, everything's a vibration away. So what they do is they can tune in. They tune into you on the earthly plane. They tune into the Rainbow Bridge. They tune into other planes because the other side is full of levels um, with each a different vibration. And so that's really what it is. It's not physical location. And and because spirit and soul does not have a physicality, it can be everywhere at all times. We are spirit and soul as well. So we have that ability, but we forget that we have that ability when we are born. And so that's something that some people remember, some people don't, but animals absolutely have that ability. And so they do that. So they can be with you, sleeping next to you, going on walks with you, going on drives with you. At the same time, they can play at the Rainbow Bridge or kind of like go back and forth. It's like tuning in to you and then to there. And whenever you need them, they can put their attention to you and be with you 100%. That's the closest way I could explain it. It's really hard because these ideas are far beyond the human comprehension and from what we've learned our whole lives. But it really is a testimony that the soul and the spirit is infinite and limitless. And when we really, really grasp that the soul, the spirit is infinite and limitless, then it makes it easier to understand that they can be here and there and everywhere. And like I said, humans have that ability too, but we forget it when we come into our physical body, or most people do. So another thing that our animals are doing, once they've crossed over to the Rainbow Bridge, is they are reliving all the beautiful memories they experienced with you so they can replay it. But they don't just remember it, it's reliving because on the other side, what you think about becomes reality. So they think about those beautiful memories of maybe you used to give them a bubble bath and brush their hair and then cuddle them and dry them and then give them their favorite treat. And that's just such a loving experience and memory they have. They can, and they do, replay it over and over and relive it over and over again. Also, keep in mind, there is no such thing as time. So that goes with the concept of they are reliving it over and over again because there's no time. It's like they go back in time, but they're not really going back in time. And so oftentimes when I give readings to people, their animals, their pets will share with me those precious memories and how they relive them and replay them over and over again. And I do want to say that I am sure of this, that our pets do not replay over and over again the sad memories of them passing, the traumatic memories that they experienced. That's long gone. They know there's no point in remembering. And so they're going to just focus on the happy memories. And every pet I've ever spoken to over the Rainbow Bridge has told me this. Like they just focus on the positive. Unfortunately, the humans, our brains go the other way, right? We tend to think about the negative and the could have and the should haves. And so that's one of the things that the pets are always telling their beloved parents or their family is don't think about those times because I'm not. And that's exactly what they're saying. And when they're able to relive it over there, they can retaste food. They can rehear the songs, we feel the cuddles. Again, it's like you in dream world. When you're in dream world, you can feel someone hugging you, right? You can feel everything feels so real. Same with over there. So that's the best way I can understand it is it's the way we dream is now where they are dream it's dream world, but that's the actual reality. So that's that. The fifth thing that our pets in spirit are doing over the Rainbow Bridge is many of them have jobs now. So a lot of times, remember that animals are healers and helpers. They are on the angelic realm. So oftentimes they have jobs over there, and many of the jobs that they have are healing, counseling, helping other animals. For instance, animals who were abused when they first cross over, they do get some healing from other animals. Um, Animals who were slaughtered will need some healing from other animals. And so the animals who received all sorts of love from their family members are very eager and able to give that love to the animals once they first cross over. And the animals who have received who have experienced trauma and hurt know that they do get healing and they do feel better. I don't know how long it takes because again, there's no time over there, but I do know that there is healing there and it occurs through the other animals who give that healing and counseling. And so not all animals have told me that they have that job, but a lot of them do. Another job though that many animals do tell me that they have is they become like your guardian angel. So not only do they just cuddle with you or ride in the car with you like they used to, they actually take on the role of watching over you, protecting you, giving you guidance, making sure that you're okay, trying to help your outcome. So they work just like a guardian angel would. Your pets in spirit can have that job. Not all of them do that, but like I said, some of them can. And I'm not sure what makes a difference if it's something they asked for or if it's something that's earned. I haven't heard that, but I do know that some animals more than the others really take on the role of protectors and watching over you. So that's really nice. That's really nice. Another thing that our beloved pets in spirit do over there is that they experience all sorts of new things that they never have experienced before. So some examples are they go places that they've never been before. So they're able to travel the world to places they've never been and just to learn new things and experience new things. Um, they fly over the ocean and travel to different countries and just experience stuff. They definitely can do that, and it's part of their soul growth. It's part of their experience because eventually, keep in mind, most souls do come back to the earthly plane at one time or another, but they come back and they want to come back with more knowledge and they want to come back um, being able to help their human more and experience more. So some of them experience things on the other side, such as like I said, they travel the world, but some of them also experience like being in the wind, becoming one with all. So becoming closer to God, they're able to expand and be everywhere at once. And technically all souls and spirits can do that. But I know some animals who told me they really have gone to that level, and that's where their parent maybe can walk in the wind and feel it, the wind, and suddenly think of their beloved pet. Um, at that point, like I said, that's more of a very expanded consciousness. It's very, very advanced. And so our pets who are very advanced, they do that. They do experience that. And one of the things I've noticed that Angel, because Angel crossed in December 2018, and so I'm constantly um, asking her things. So she comes to visit me, and I also ask her, "What's it like over there?" And she's the one who told me that how they go to higher levels and they become one. Um, and I have felt her in the wind, and she's able to be in the wind at the same time as, and it's hard for me to describe, but it's literally becoming one with all in the universe. And she does that for a while, and then she comes back and she then visits me in my room. So it's a very fluid progression, or experiences. So what I'm talking about, they're not just stuck in one. They're able to experience different things and then maybe go back and experience other things. It's very fluid. It's all about their own soul growth. And the final thing that a lot of pets do once they've crossed over is, I kind of mentioned it, is that after they've spent some time there, they choose to come back and live another life, earthly life with us, because we are all part of the same soul family and they love us. And I would say about 20% of the animals I've spoken to who are in spirit tell me that they will come back during their current parent's lifetime. So I truly believe that the animals we're with, we've had many lifetimes with them, but we've been different humans, right? We've been different races, different genders, even I think different dimensions. But we've had our beloved pets with us many times throughout those lives. But about 20% of the animals I speak to say they will come back your current life. Also, I've spoken to some pets who told me that they were already, this is their second time, that they were your childhood pet and then they passed, and then they came back to you as an adult and then they passed. And I'm also able to give evidence to my clients that, and most people can recognize, like, oh yeah, I did notice that it felt like they were the same soul, but they, obviously different bodies. And so that's always very special too, is when they choose to come back to us for another life. Because here on earthly plane is not it's not an easy life. It's probably the hardest experience that all souls will ever experience. And so when they do choose to come back, that's really an honor. That's really an honor. And so those are, I would say, primarily the seven things that our beloved pets experience once they cross the rainbow bridge, or what they're doing. So does anybody have any questions? I think you could ask your question in the chat. I'm pretty sure. Huh? No questions? Okay. Well, then I'm gonna log off. I just wanted to say hello. I also, for those of you who are grieving the loss of your beloved pet, I do run a grief support community, and we meet once a week, and I do pet mediumship just for the group. We also talk about things such as this. We do check-ins and to see how we're doing. There's a community chat. We do guided meditations. It's it's a safe place for people who've lost their pet, and it's really, really healing. So if you are interested, you could go to my website, jenniferangley.com, and click under book your appointment, and it's called Angel Circle, which is after my dog Angel, who crossed over. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.